and it shows the intro again, basically, where she's running and you see the first person view.
Right.
And she's running and she falls. And I think is that when you get like a thing of her doing ballet?
Yeah,
Is that when
in
she
the
starts doing
darkness.
ballet?
Yeah, like in a night sky or something like
Yeah.
that. Her
And so
dancing.
that scene's great. That scene's really good.
Welcome again, people. We're on our 7th episode post Thanksgiving. And we hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. And we're finally starting into the 2nd season of Jujutsu Kaisen.
What do you feel like was the highest point in the first episode?
First episode was an interesting one because it was more backstory. You realize that Geto and Gojo were like best friends. They talked about Tengen. They set the premise for the story, his evolution, how his power is basically eternal life.
Yeah.
Right. And so because of that, his body can't hold on to it. Because he has eternal life, if he doesn't get a new body or reset himself, he'll basically become a god. Sort of kind of. And there's these people who worship him because they know he has the potential to become a god, so they don't want him to get a new vessel. So they're trying to get him to not get a new vessel. So they're trying to block that. Mei Mei is the one who cares about money. She's the white-haired one with the X.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah. I like her. She'll do anything for money.
で私は一級術師として花開いたのさ。
No.
Okay, so moving along.
What is the second episode about?
The second episode is primarily when okay, so right at the end of the first episode, Geto and Gojo end up fighting people from the Star Vessel, the Star Religious Group.
Right.
And then one guy, Geto got one guy, he got this monster. At the beginning of the second episode, he got one of the demons, one of the curses holding the guy, trying to kiss him. And he's like, please get me away from this thing. Get me away from this thing. And he was like, you just wait. When such and such show up, he's much stronger than me. He's the strongest one in our group. He's going to handle it. And then Gojo sent over a picture of the guy he just beat. And he was like, is this the guy?
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
ねえバイエルってこの人？え？この人ですね。
Oh, and also there was a part, this is my favorite part right here, of this second episode.
Of the second, okay.
The second episode. When Geto is in the hallway with the old man. Old man was like, most of these guys who can summon demons aren't good at close combat. He was He was like, you know what? I think I got him. As soon as he acted like he was going to step forward, Geto stepped back. He stepped back and he was like, I knew he was afraid. So then he tried to sneak him. And Geto sent a big demon at him. Old buddy jump out the window and come in the other window. Soon as he hits the window, Geto hit this dude so many times. He backflashed into his past. He comes in the room. He's sitting down. He say, "It's my pet dog. When I was a kid, how did you get here?"
Oh my God. He got sent into a flashback.
He beat old buddy into a flashback. Oh, and then you had the dude who could body double. They said all of the bodies were his real body. He had the brown bag on his head. You remember him? Brown bag head. He was so ugly, you had to put a brown bag on it. You know what I mean by that? Yes. But so they
we go past those, man.
so he could body double. And they say his power was all the bodies were the real body, but he could switch what body would get hurt. And so Gojo was basically explaining his techniques to this guy while he was going through the whole situation. He said there's no way he's going to attack him because he has the eyes and he has the infinite. He says, nobody's ever seen me come up behind them before. People barely even noticed me. He said, but when he was 6 years old, he turned around and looked at me.
Okay. And would you say the third episode was better than the second?
Oh my God. Oh my God. The third episode was the best episode.
What happened in the third one?
They take her back to Jiu-Jitsu high school or the campus.
Yes.
Okay. As soon as they get through the barrier in the campus, Gojo was like, we made it back. You should be safe now. You're inside Tengen's barrier. He released his technique. As soon as he released it, automatically, boom, sword through his back.
二度とごめんだ、ガキのおもりは。
あ
Straight through his chest.
That happened in
that
the
happened on
episode?
That episode immediately.
Oh
like
God.
as soon as he did it, I'm like, oh my God. And then Gojo was like, who is this guy? He didn't get stopped by the barrier. He didn't get stopped by nothing. I didn't even sense him. But I think this was right after he told Geto, go ahead and take her to Tengen.
Right.
And he was like, are you okay? He was like, I got it. I got it. He didn't have it.
No.
He didn't have it. He was so full of himself. He was like, I can do this. He wiped out like all the buildings around him, so old buddy couldn't have anywhere to hide from. Old buddy sent out like a bunch of little bird demons to hide Gojo's vision, so he couldn't really see. And Gojo was already weakened. And then out of nowhere, I mean, he pops up. Gojo has his infinite.
Yeah.
Right? But old buddy was saying, I was waiting for you to activate your technique. This is a cursed sword that breaks any technique. And so as soon as Gojo activated his infinite technique, the sword broke his technique. And I think he ended up cutting him across his neck. He cut his leg. I mean, he sliced old buddy like 5 or 6 times. And then stabbed him in the chest. Gojo was done. He was so done.
だがようやく
He's like, somebody must have made a pact to give him increased physical attributes so that he has no zero curse energy. Who does that sound like? Who has the potential like that? Who does that sound like to you?
I know exactly who it is. I want you to say the same name.
We're going to say it at the same time?
Ready?
Set.
Maki. Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, why you ain't say it? How we going to say it at the same time? That's messed up.
But I didn't want to say a crazy name.
Huh?
I didn't want to say, like,
okay.
Say it and then you not say that. And then it'd be like, well, you know it now.
I think at the latter part of this episode, because it's not much, they got little highlights, but Geto walks, old girl, what's her name?
Is that when they're sitting in that building?
They're inside the building, and she's inside the inner part of Tengen's barrier now.
Yeah.
So he was like, you should be good. Nobody can enter here. That's what Geto was telling her. And he was standing there talking to her and basically just chopping it up with her. He realizing he liked her too. He's all about trying to help people. He said, go ahead and go down. And she was like, all right, I'm going. But, thank you. And as soon as she says that, pow! And you know how you like how the faces be changing?
Yeah.
Ghetto's face when it happens.
Face.
Not only when he just shoots the girl, okay, that bothered him. But when he says, where's Gojo? And he was like, oh.
That buddy out here?
He's dead.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? Then he brings all the demons up, all the curses up. His face he is distraught. Yeah, I mean, he is distraught. Like
he's like, what? How?
No, he's like, I'm gonna kill you, bro. I'm gonna kill you. Those 3 episodes, guys, man, y'all gotta check those out. Don't just jump to 3. 3's fantastic. Watch the first one. Watch the second one. Watch the third one. Leave a comment.
And then keep going.
Yeah, keep going because we're gonna go through the next 3 next week. If I miss something, say something. But I know I ain't missing nothing. That mother's good. Yeah, that mother's
Yeah,
good.
just
All right, let's move on.
to
Go ahead.
Dandadan.
Yeah, tell me about Dandadan. Tell me what you
So
got.
yeah, so Dandadan, that seventh episode, still the best, even though they got some other ones out now.
Yeah.
But the seventh episode, it starts off with them fighting or continuing to fight from episode 6 when they're fighting acrobatic Silky. I think that's her name.
Yeah.
But starts off like that. Makes you think they're trying to get away from her, and then, but the whole time, he was moving in a way that was tangling her up in the building itself.
Right.
And he had got to a certain point, and she was like, "What's happening? I can't move." He was like, "Yeah, you stuck. You was doing all that extra moving,
right,
and now you stuck." She was about to break out, and then they did the full throttle thing. He was like, "I can do it once," and he like headbutt her,
right, and
with the
knocked her
top
to the
of his
wall.
head, and she flew out the building and hit another building, and then they thought it was over, and then the Turbo Granny Cat comes over to the girl and was like, "Well, she's dead."
And she was like, when a normal human is swallowed by a demon, they automatically die. The only reason y'all didn't die is because Okaroon has my power and because you got those bomb psychic powers, so y'all not gonna die. But she's dead. And then that's when they go into talking to the acrobatic Silky, when she was like, "Oh no,
I can take my soul or something like that. Take my power."
She was like, "I didn't mean to hurt her. I didn't mean to kill her." She's like, she's my child. I love her." And then they jump into the backstory. They show she was a dancer. But what kind of dancing she was doing? She used to be a ballerina. We're gonna say that. But she was tapping on something, all right. If you know what I mean.
We're done. We're done with that one. So you figure out she's a mom. She's trying to do her best to take care of the daughter. You can see that she's trying to get her daughter into ballet.
And they had a wonderful relationship, man. It was so beautiful. Like the clips they had of her with her daughter, how like right at first when she shows up, she walks in, she seems like she's tired, she's exhausted, and just the smile, the hug from her daughter just rejuvenated her.
Gave life to her again.
Yeah, that's how it is. Little kids run up to you, they love you regardless of anything.
It just cuts to when the child is crying. That's what you're talking about? Yeah, when the child is crying, they're basically taking away the child, and the mom is trying to fight back to get her child again, and they like kick and punch her all through the stuff.
Well, I think those guys were her pimps.
I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, because they came in, they was like, "Where's my money? Where's my money?" And she was like, "I don't have it." Because she probably spent it to get her that dress. Yeah.
It shows the intro again, basically, where she's running and you see the first person view. Right. And she's running and she falls. And I think, is that when you get like a thing of her doing ballet?
Yeah, in the darkness. Yeah, like in a night sky or something like that.
And dancing. So that scene's great. That scene's really good.
And then her daddy came up and was like, "What are you doing?" And she was like, "That lady over there, I thought that was my mama." And he was like, we talked about your mother.
And that that woman was a ghost, right?
Right. I do. Yeah. I know that was her as a ghost.
And Turbo Granny's so cruel.
She cold, man. She don't care about nothing. But the thing is, she used to care about the girls who used to get hurt around town. Because that's what they say she was bred from. Like girls. So I think it's going to come back around because they mentioned that in passing, that Turbo Granny would rescue the souls of the girls who were abused around town. That's why she wants to bite everybody's junk off. You know, but
I guess that makes sense to the lore, but oh my god.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so and then old girl, she jumps up and runs over to what is it? Acrobat Silky.
Yeah.
And was like, thank you, Mom. I love you. Or something like that.
Basically something so that she wouldn't go into
afterlife.
She died peacefully. How about that?
Exactly. I feel like she saved her soul in the end.
Yeah.
私が不幸にしたんだ。ごめんなさい。忘れない。絶対。
Yeah. And then it ends like that. That was great.
It was a good ending. It was a really good episode. I think I watched it maybe 2 or 3 times.
It's a really good episode.
Yeah. So they did something different with that because it felt like it was real. You know, even though it wasn't real.
It was so much substance too.
Yeah, it was a circumstance that you could see somebody really going through the struggles, trying to make the best out of what they have. Somebody coming in, taking away from the little things that they're doing just to make things better, and then taking everything that brought you happiness in the end, and all you have is nothing left. And what's the point of living?
Yep, and then you turn into a curse.
Yeah, and then you want to just protect somebody or kill everything.
Yep.
Something like that. But it's wild. But yeah, man. So that's it. But hey, guys.
Yes.
You got anything else you want to say?
Oh no, that was it.
Oh,
just that episode's great.
It was. If you haven't watched the 7th episode of Dandadan, please check it out. That was a great episode. Thanks for tuning in to our 7th episode. We're gonna keep it rolling. If you got any questions, leave it in the comments. We always check them. And thanks again. Thanks for just watching us. And we'll be back.
Next time.
Peace. Take it easy.